Hey, Stuart and Beverly, it's Michael Spyro here. No, I haven't seen you in many, many years, but I was very pleased to get the email from your son regarding your anniversary coming up this week. So happy anniversary, 50 years. Oh my God, that's a big one. My wife and I, Gail, are coming up on 40 years next summer. So you got me beat by 10 years. And I hope everything is well with you. It's been forever since we actually met or talked. You know, most of my memories, in fact, all of my memories of you, Stuart, in particular, are from that 1 or 2 years that we shared at Case and at Sammy House. And I know you probably saw the movies that I showed at our recent Sammy reunion where you were there with your wonderful afro bouncing the basketball for Bounce for Beats. And God, so many great memories. Remember we used to call ourselves the Clump in our little wing in the fraternity, and we were mocking the handshake, the Sammy handshake. So we made up our own secret handshake. It went something like this: you put your hands together like that, and you wiggle your fingers back and forth. That was our secret handshake. But my favorite story of Stuart Shapiro, and your kid will probably love this, is that one time we went down, I think it was Julius and you and I, on a spring break. We drove all the way down to Miami Beach, Florida. And I forget who we were staying with, somebody's relative. And one night we decided, all of us, to go out and cruise Miami Beach, where there's this big A1A boulevard, and it was just filled with weirdos and people walking around, and we just walked up and down and were taking in the sights, not doing anything wrong or illegal, but we found a place on the corner of two big boulevards where there was a big grassy hill, and we all just sat down and we were people watching. Literally, that's all we were doing, people watching. And all of a sudden, some guy comes up behind me and taps me on the shoulder and said, "You better get out of here quick because the police are here." I said, "What? You know, why? Who cares? We're not doing anything wrong." All of a sudden, some cop comes and grabs all of us by the shoulder and said, "Come on, get in the paddy wagon." And they threw us in this paddy wagon. And meanwhile, they grabbed other people who were completely innocent. They got some guests that had just checked into the hotel on the corner with their keys still in their hands. They got, I think, the band that was playing in the lounge of the hotel. They went outside for a break. They grabbed them. I mean, whoever was there got grabbed and thrown in this van. And they drove us all the way down to the Dade County Police Station. And they booked us and fingerprinted us and threw us in jail. What was the crime we were being committed? Loitering. Why? Made no sense. Well, finally, after we started talking to all the other people there, somebody told us that that particular corner where there was this massive hotel was apparently an international drug trading location. Everybody knew about it in town. And there were just people right on that corner selling drugs to each other out in the open. And somebody from the hotel complained, so the police decided to come and just pick up anybody who was there and teach them a lesson. So we sat in the jail cell for several hours. I remember the whole thing seemed like a big joke to us. We were playing finger baseball with each other in the jail cell just to pass the time. And then somebody came, whoever we were staying with, the mother came and bailed us out. And we had to go to court the next day. And we pleaded no contest. We couldn't really fight it because we would have had to come back and go to court, and we had to go back to school. We were just there for a week for spring break. We had no way of really coming back for a trial. So we pleaded no contest. We were all convicted of this misdemeanor and got off with no fine, no jail time, just a warning. But, and this is the best part of the story, when you, Stuart, had to stand up in front of the judge to be sentenced, and the judge looked at you and said, "Now, Stuart, do you understand now why you're not supposed to stand on that corner?" And your answer was, "Yeah, because you get arrested." Of course! But that's not the answer he was looking for. And of course, the whole courtroom burst out into laughter when you said that. So you and your perfect innocence told the truth, but it was pretty funny at the time. Well, so that's my story of Stuart Shapiro in the days of Sammy House and Case Western Reserve. Beverly, I don't have any stories about you, but I know you were there a lot of the time that we were there together. And I remember the two of you meeting and starting to go out. And it's hard to believe it's 50 years ago. Unbelievable. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And your son also mentioned that he remembered that I was a musician back in the day. He actually came across one of my albums. And he asked if I had any musical pieces for you. So I'm not going to perform on this video, but I'm going to send a link with this video to a song I think you'll all enjoy hearing and watching the video of. It's actually me singing a cover of a John Lennon song called "Grow Old With Me." I think an apropos choice for this occasion. Happy anniversary. See you in another 50 years. Bye.